Alright people, this is the time when we get to have a little fun in some software. Okay, so I'm going to show you right now, I'm going to show you exactly how to get the footage in the most effective way off the camera, onto your computer, and then into an editing piece of software. The piece of software we're going to be using is called Adobe Premiere Pro. Currently it's CS6, but if you're watching this in following years, it's probably something new. Okay, we're going to be cutting those different clips that you've created. Hopefully you've got heaps of different clips that you want to cut into it. Hopefully you've thought about the sequence that you want them to go in, and we're going to learn exactly how to cut and merge them all together into one clip. Okay, so watch on. The first thing we need to do is work out how to get the video files off the camera that you filmed and pull them onto your computer and put them where you want them. So I've already done one thing here. I've already plugged in my portable hard drive. You'll have to come and see me if you want to use one of the portable hard drives. If your video is only short, you probably get away with it on your laptops with the small hard drives in them. Otherwise, you can come and grab a portable one, and it's got plenty of storage in there. So first off, I've got that plugged in, and I'm just about to pop in the SD card into my computer, so I'm just going to do that. You can see that a few things have just happened once I've plugged this SD card into the computer. Now it's opened up, I've got Dropbox installed on my computer, that's opened up. I'm going to close it. Photos, so Apple Photos has just popped up, I'm going to close that. Lightroom, I've got Lightroom on my machine, that's also open. So I'm going to close all those things, I don't need any of them. Okay, what I want to do is I want to import the files onto the portable hard drive so that I can use them as I need them and where I need them. Okay, so I'm going to open a program called Image Capture. So I'm going to type it in here. That's the one. Alright, you can see that it says no name. No name is the SD card that I've just popped in the computer. If I click on that, you can see there's all the video files and photos and things that are on that SD card. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the video that I want. It's already set here to the correct folder that I want to put it in, but I'm going to show you how to change that. If you just click on the little arrow there and choose Other, you can then navigate to wherever you want to put it on your computer. So totally up to you. You can put it in your Documents folder, wherever. But please keep in mind that you've got to have a good filing system, otherwise you're just going to get completely lost. Okay. You've also got another option here. If I click this little arrow here, I can choose to delete after import, and what that will do is it will pull that down onto my computer and then remove it from the SD card. That's a handy thing if other people are going to be using your SD card as well, or if it's something that's not terribly important because you don't need that extra backup on the SD card. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make sure that's ticked, delete after import. I'm going to click on the clip that I want, and I'm just going to choose import. Alright, and hopefully that is imported. Navigate to it. Alright, and you can see that there's my clip there. Cool, so that has worked. The next thing I need to do is I need to load up our editing program, which is Premiere Pro CS6. And there it is there. I'm going to create a new project, so I'm just going to click New Project. Year 10 course. That location is fine, so I'm just going to give it a name. So Test. I'm going to click OK. There's a whole stack of different options here, and yours, I'm not sure what yours will start off with. Doesn't really make too much difference, because when you insert your first clip, it'll ask you if you want to change the sequence settings to match the video, and that's what you're going to do. Okay, but I'm just going to choose 1080 24p, which is the DSLR. Okay, you can give your sequence a name because you can have multiple different sequences within one project. Okay, so I'm just going to click OK. Alright, so this is the workspace that we've got. We've got a few different things, different panels here that are pretty important for you to understand what they are. So let's first of all
let's drag and drop our clip into the project. Okay, so that's our project there, and this is sort of our bin where we're going to house all our videos and things that are going to be part of our video. So if I go to Finder, navigate back to that video, and I'm going to drag and I'm going to drop it in. It'll take a second, but now it's imported. Okay, so this is where all our files live. Down here we've also got other things you can import via here as well. We've got info, effects. This is where all your different effects and things are. And there's a whole stack of other stuff, but you really only need to know this one here, okay, for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on it, on this clip here, because I want to cut different ends, different parts of this video. Okay, and this is something you'll be able to do with your clips. So if I go to the front, I actually don't want this first piece before I start talking, so let me just hit the space bar. Okay, this is called the source monitor. Okay, this section here, this is the source monitor, because we're going to clip the source and we're going to put it into our timeline. Okay, so I want to go to just before I start speaking, so let me just hit play. Okay, I'm going to go back a little bit. Alright, so that's the spot where I want to cut into this clip. Okay, it's always a good idea to cut into your clip right on where you want it to start, rather than giving it a second or so beforehand. It'll just help your video flow a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to hit the I button and that will cut in. I'm going to hit space and it's going to play for a little bit so I know where to stop it. Alright, so that's where I want to stop the clip, so I'm going to press the O button. So before it was the I button to cut in, the O button to cut out. Makes sense, okay? The next button that you need to know how to press is the full stop button, and what that's going to do is going to take everything inside this in and out, and it's going to place it down here in our timeline. So here we go, I'm going to press the full stop button. There we go. So now we have the clip exactly as I wanted it, and I'll just play it again. Alright, so that's cut in and out exactly where we want them. Okay, and this is called the timeline editor here. And what we need to know how to do now is, say we decided we wanted to cut that into two pieces again, and we want to just pop in some other video in between, which is what you'll be doing. You just need to know where the tools are. Okay, so these are the tools down here, and there are two tools that you'll probably use the most. Okay, and they are the selection tool, which is the keyboard shortcut V. Okay, that's probably the most important one, followed closely by the razor tool, which is the keyboard shortcut C. Okay, C, think of it as C for cut. Okay, so I'm going to click on it. I'm going to put the playhead exactly where I want to put it. So the playhead is this little orange thing here with the red line that comes down. It says where you're up to on the clip. So I'm just going to space. Okay, I'm going to clip it there. If I click somewhere close to that red line, it's actually going to cut exactly on the red line. It knows what I want. Okay, so there we go. I've split it into two. And now if I want to move one out, okay, I want to separate the two, I want to pull it over here. I need to go back to that selection tool that I said before. So I'm going to click back up here in selection tool. I'm going to drag it away. And now what I can do is I can actually repeat that whole process of clipping in and out on a different clip, and then press the full stop. If my playhead is sitting here, it will actually place it exactly in front of that playhead. Okay, so it'll just tag it on right on the end, and then I can drag this one back in to wherever I need to. Okay, so that's the important things about cutting and shifting things along the timeline. We'll get in later on. We'll get into the different layers, but not in this video. The other thing that is pretty important is the zoom on the timeline. So I'm just going to pop these back together. And you've got a few different options here. If you want to zoom in, you can use your trackpad on your computer, and you can sort of pinch and zoom, okay? But you'll notice as I zoom in, that little playhead disappears off the screen, and then it becomes really frustrating because you've got to try and find it again. Little trick that you'll be happy to know about is if you zoom right out so that you can see your playhead on the screen. So say it was there. If you come over here and grab this little end of the slider, it will let you zoom in and it will actually center that playhead. Okay, so that means that it's always going to have that on screen so that you can see exactly what you're cutting. Okay. Another thing that's helpful when you're trying to figure out where to cut things is to have a look at the audio clip that's attached to it. Okay, and the way that you can do that, you can see this is the audio clip, this is the video clip. You click this little arrow here, it says collapse or expand the track. Okay, now you can see this is our audio waveform. So you can see where there is wave, okay, where it goes up and down, that's where I'm talking. So say you wanted to cut it off as soon as I finish saying that word, I could press C and I could cut it exactly on that line. Press V again, I can select this one. If I want to get rid of that entirely, I just hit the delete button on the keyboard. Okay, that way we know that it's cut off as soon as I stop speaking. Yeah, it just cut it off. Okay, that's all I want to show you for now. But please make sure that as you go, you are constantly saving, particularly if you're using an external hard drive, because sometimes they can get bumped and you can lose your work. Okay, so please make sure you're consistently hitting save. Okay, that's all I've got for today. Good luck. If you do have any questions, come and see me.